Whitfield, and this is my business, A Second Chance. We are a football scouting agency where we hope to get players from within Dorset into football academies. What I'll be asking for is £25,000 for 20% equity. Why I believe my business is needed, I think these are some key statistics up here that I want you to try and remember for the rest of the pitch. In 2015, the Professional Football Association estimates that each summer about 700 players are released by their clubs, causing upset and uncertainty. At the age of 16, 50% of their players will be outside of football, i.e. not involved in it anymore or not even watching it, some of them. And by the age of 21, 75% of players will be outside of football. In a country where the football is so dominant and the youth system is finally working, why is no one looking after the young footballers who need another shot? This is where A Second Chance come in. We want to help reduce them figures. My target market are people aged 12 to 24 year olds. The reason we start at 12 is because that is when football starts getting competitive, with leagues now becoming in action, and also players are more developed then. And the reason we go up to 24 is because that's when we believe you're at the peak of your career, and if you're in your 30s and you still haven't quite made up to the top leagues yet, you're probably not going to make it. And also all players need to be from Dorset, as that's where we operate. Our competition, we have a wide range of competition, especially through YouTube, as YouTube is an ever-growing platform for young people nowadays, especially with football, with there being many different football-based channels, whether it's Sunday League, skill channels or reviewing football. There's loads. So within YouTube we have many competitors. For example, one here is Rising Ballers, who are mainly skilled footballers who are very talented, and we've seen many of them go on to academies from them. One big football channel on YouTube is #United, who have had a player called Scott Pollock who came up through their youth academy series. He's now gone on to play one game for Northampton first team in League Two, so their way of going through YouTube is clearly working. Even though we're trying to help academies, we're getting more players into them. They're also a competitor because we need them to release players in order for us to gain players. So we kind of work with them and against them at times. Why us? I believe we are the best business for this because of the amazing people that I will employ, with them all having so much experience in different parts of football, from some of them coaching, playing at high levels, and even some of them being agents themselves. The reason I believe my team are so exceptional and hard working is because I won't be paying them much. They'll be on minimum wage for first, but for the amount of work they do deserve a lot more money. So I believe because they want what's so good for the future of English football, that they'll work extra hard and they'll eventually get pay rises if the business was to go on. I also believe that we have a good chance of getting a lot of customers from the start because of everyone's knowledge of football in Dorset. So I have one coach called Andy Harris, who's very well known around Dorset, and he knows a lot of players, he knows a lot of teams, so he'll be able to get players in. I'm also very well known within the Dorset FA itself because of my refereeing, so I'll be able to get agreements with them. Market research. I believe that market research is important for any kind of business because it can shape your business. For example, your business logo is the first thing any people see, so I believe it's very important and that people outside the business should have a say on what they want to see. As you can see here, this one here, it's option 4, that one, which is this one here, middle right, which is why it's my logo. And up here I did it for my prices of the services, which was very close between £45 a week and £50 a week, and I worked out that the £50 would be able to help me have a better chance of breaking even within my first 5 years, so I chose that. My marketing plan, the 7 Ps. The price is set because of the questionnaire and because it gives me the best chance of making my profit. Promotion, I'll be promoting the business on different social medias, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and in the future hopefully a website when we have enough money. The people, our team are all qualified within different departments, so they cover the whole business, and I believe it will attract a lot of attention and also mean that we can get players in quickly. The process, the way that we work is that we will contact you by looking through league stats and then going to watch you. If we think you're good enough, we'll get you signed on straight away if you want to join, or if you think you're good enough, you can come and contact us and we'll have a little trial session. The physical environment, we want to try and get a partnership with Dorset FA as we're trying to help them get their best players up into the youth system. So we believe we'll be able to get some agreements with them using their ground for free and maybe Dorchester as well, as we are located in Dorchester, and they're both all-weather pitches. The product itself is if we offer high-quality service, training. We want to be a family, so we want to be friends. We want them to feel like they're at home and they can talk to our coaches about anything. And also maybe in the future we're hoping to have kits so they can represent us. We can get some more business from it, and they can also then people know they're into like an academy-based kind of thing. And the place, we're located in Dorset. We want to be in the middle of Dorset, which is Dorchester, and we found an office that's in there that's very cheap for us to use. The way I'm going to sell this with my sales plan is I want to sell the dream of anything's possible to the players. So sort of given the story of Jamie Vardy and Yannick Bolasie, who were in non-league. Jamie Vardy was in non-league. 10 years later he won the Premier League, broke the record for the most goals in succession just because he had pure determination. If they had determination, we're just going to help them along the way. Bolasie is exactly the same. He's got his own skill move named after him called the Bolasie flick, and it all started in non-league, and anyone can make it. The legal side, these level 2 coach, level 1 agent and first aid level 2 will be 3 things that the employees that we're going to employ will need, and then they have to be DBS checked and safeguarding, which is what I will monitor. I'll do this by having a spreadsheet of just the DBS check, the safeguarding, when they had it, when it expires, and I'll talk to them about when they're free to rebook it when it does expire so they can renew them. My pricing policy. Pricing method I've chosen to use for my business is a type of skimming, because I believe I'm the first kind of business in this market segment, so I can set the price. I didn't want to set it too high because I need people to want to use my product in order to make profit. In the future I'm hoping that I might get a competitor who have the same idea as us, so then I can lower my prices, but I don't want to have that in the first 5 years because I need my prices in order to make profit and break even. The overall price I will set is £50 a week. This can be paid in many different ways. So it can be paid weekly, which is £50, monthly £200, or straight away for 1 year, £2,600, and that can be in cash or a cheque or online. Now, sources of funds. I'm hoping to get some sources of funds from my family and friends, and maybe with friends because they can maybe take a small percentage of the business if they do want to give in some money to the business. I also want to try and get an agreement with the Dorset FA where they might try and invest some money as well, because I'm trying to help them get as many players as we can from Dorset up. And I'm also going to be investing my own money, as you'll see in the coming slides from my cash flow sheets. In year 1 and year 3, I invest 15 grand evenly over the 12 months. This is to just help with the amount of loss we're making, just to reduce it as much as we can. And because I believe that in a business I need to put in whatever I can in order if I want it to work, and it should all hopefully come out in the end. This is my projected profit and loss for year 1, year 2 and year 3. As you see in year 1 we start off with a bit of a loss, but it does eventually get up in year 3. And here is my cash flow statement for year 1, and then year 2, and then year 3, where you can see, if you see on,
So if we can have 2 sets, should I just do that? Just a minute. Let's try this one. That one, no. That one.
This one. If you see here, we have a loss of 24,152, but by me investing some of my own money evenly over the year, I can get that down nearly half, just over half. So I believe that my goal is by year 5 to break even. I should be able to do this by looking at these statistics. What your investment money will do. Your investment will help cover the startup costs, for example, buying equipment, the rent of the work office that we'll be at, and any leftover money that we have from your investment will go towards wages. That's where a large amount of my money is coming out of the business. Plans for the future. My plan for the future are to have another employee and a website after 2 years consistently of making profits. So if year 5 we do break even, which is what I want, after 2 years of consistently breaking even, I want to get another employee in, make a website to brand the business out even further. I also want to have 35 players in a football league team within 5 years of starting up the business. This is because I want to get my image out there of the business actually working, and players will be representing us. And also, after around 10 years, I want to extend to Hampshire to help grow the business further, and then so on and so forth. Maybe in 50 years' time, this business will still be running, to have the half of UK covered. Any questions?
Brilliant. Harry, really well done. Something that I'm really interested in actually, clearly you're passionate about your business idea. What sort of made you come up with this idea? Why a second chance?
Well, I know a lot of people in Dorset around football, and I have a good friend of mine who was in Bournemouth for a long time, and he got released when he was 16. He didn't get his contract. He went on to play for Wimbledon for a year. He said he didn't enjoy football. Went on to play for my Sunday League for about 3 games. Didn't enjoy it. Now he's no interest in football. That's in the space of being dropped from an academy in 2 years, and I just think it's such a shame that so many youth players just give up just because they didn't get their chance. I think they deserve another one.
Yeah, good. And hence the name, obviously, a second chance, which is a fantastic logo and a fantastic idea. Can you just go through for me sort of the payment sort of side of things?
Yeah.
So the players, they pay you?
Well, because some of them are actually young, you know, like the 12-year-olds, or their parents probably. But yeah, if they do make their own income, they'll be paying the business in order for us to get them into account. So they pay us for us to go out and say, Portsmouth, we'll go to Portsmouth team and say, look, we've got this kid here, he's really talented, we think, and then we'll also take him, so I'll go pick him up for their trial, I'll go have dinner with him, talk about his trial, give him a bit of private training, which is where the Dorset County Ground comes in, of using that for training. So they're sort of paying for this training service, plus we do all the work. All they've got to do is play the football, so it takes their mind off things.
Okay, so obviously you took the travel into consideration as well in the area. That's really good, well done. Do you think it's a risk? Do you think this business idea is a risk from an investment point of view?
A massive risk.
Why?
Well, I'll be investing a lot of my own money into it. I think mainly the main risk is if it doesn't work, which is with any business, but this especially, because if I can't get any players into the academies within the first year, they're going to say, well, what am I paying for? They're going to start dropping out, so they're going to start leaving me with more debts, going to start leaving the business with a worse idea, which is why I want to make these agreements with the FA, with Dorset, and sort of say, look, I want to look after your young players. This is how I'm going to do it, and I need your help. Just help me out, and hopefully they will.
Okay, and also, what happens then? Obviously, they sign contracts, do they? For the year, so they're contracted to a second chance for what? 1 year? Do you give them longer contract?
Well, for a year, and then they pay, and then they can pay again the year after, which would then just sign on for another year. After 1 year, they can choose to leave, and we'll give them a refund. But that's only after a year. But anything before that, we won't, because we believe that they need a year to fully understand what we're trying to do, and if we don't think it's working, we'll say to them we don't think it's working, we'll give you a refund, but it's just so it gives them a chance to fully see out the year and see how it's going.
Fantastic. And obviously in terms of from an agent point of view, you're hoping that there's going to be some players which do go on to make it, perhaps in the Football League. Are they still going to be paying the same amount?
We'll become their agents then, so we don't want to leave any players, unless of course they do want their own agents, they can, but we'll always try and, even if they do that, stay with them. So they'll come, we'll say, look, we'll be your agent, we'll help you deal with the financial thing, we'll get you the contracts, and then maybe in the future, when we do have a numerous amount of players in, we might talk about changing the pricing until we get a certain percentage of their wage cut.
Good. And why a second chance in comparison to other organisations, in terms of other agencies? Why? Because
I believe we offer something different, because a lot of agencies and other things, they're just like they don't offer the kind of family kind of thing I want to try and bring into it. I want it, so say they do have some problems outside of football, which might be why they don't make it. We want to be able to help them with that. We want them to be able to go to their person who's looking after them and say, I'm really struggling with drink, maybe, for example, I need your help, and we'll just say, look, we'll help you, we'll take our time, we'll slow things down, you don't have to go diving into a training session with Portsmouth for a trial straight away. We'll get your drinking problems sorted out, and then we'll start pushing on with you, trying for teams.
Fantastic. So it certainly sounds like you're a lot more personable than perhaps money-making agents.
Really personal.
That could also be a USP. Brilliant. So you're after £25,000. Just remind me of the equity that you originally wanted.
20%.
20%. Okay. So with that in mind, it's a large amount of money for me to invest. I was just wondering, actually, if there's any sort of room in terms of the equity that you've asked for. I'd actually, for £25,000, be looking for something like 40% equity into a second chance. That's something that you'd be interested in?
I just think we could go maybe 35%, and then when you get your initial investment money back from the business, maybe shorten down the equity that you own.
Okay, so how would that work?
So I think we did say £25,000 for 40%.
Yeah.
As soon as you get your £25,000 investment back, maybe shorten the equity to 30%, and then you invest less money in the future.
Okay, good. So just to reiterate, we're going to go for £25,000, and that will be for
40%.
40%.
Yeah, and then shorten it down with it off when you get your initial investment back.
Okay, then when I get my initial investment back, we're going to be shortening that.
Shorten it down to about 30%.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks very much for negotiating that.
That's all right.
I'd be really happy to shake your hand on that, Harry. But well done. Okay, good work.